This video is definitely going to be a lot longer than it was yesterday, because in this video I'm going to be covering 3 showcases: Future of Play Direct, Wholesome Direct, and Future Game Show Summer Showcase. All, of course, 2023, because that's where we are. So this is Summer of Gaming Day 3 and me covering all 3 of them. I'm Auckland. If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button, like button, also share with your friends if you don't mind. Also, please comment, ask me a question or a comment in general. I'll do my best to answer them. Also, if you don't mind, hit the notification bell down below and you will be notified when I go live or upload another video. If you want to become a fan of me, Auckland, then subscribe to the channel and you will become a fan. I hope so. And of course, these are my highlights. The games that I picked out of each of these, if you've been keeping up with these. Now, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Xbox. Hopefully, they'll bring it. Alright, here we go. This game right here, I hope it comes to Switch. A bunch of these games in Future of Play Direct, a bunch of them were exclusive to PC. This is one of them. Cavern of Dreams. I really hope it comes to Switch, because Super Rare, I guess, helped make this game or port it to PC. I don't know. But Cavern of Dreams, the graphics are like an N64 style game. It looks exactly like that. I even Googled it and did some research on it. This game is kind of like inspired by Banjo-Kazooie, and I highly agree. It's a 3D adventure game full of puzzles. It's a collect-a-thon. You play as a dragon, and it just looks so good. And I hope it comes to Switch. And since it's by Super Rare, they can do a physical release. Alright, next game. This game actually is coming to Switch and PlayStation and Xbox as well. They weren't specific, well, PS4, PS5, they weren't specific with that. Rune Fencer. Now this is a side-scroller. I really enjoy side-scrollers. And this one looked really good. And there was no release date on some of these games. Next game, I think it's called Reka. Right? It's R-E-K-A. I don't know how to pronounce it. Maybe I did. I don't know. It's coming to PC in 2024. And no consoles. It's a third-person game. It has some survival elements in it as well. It looked great. The graphics looked great. There was a bird in the game, and what's interesting about this bird was on its back was a house. And so when the bird stood up, there was like a house, and it looked exactly like a house. It was completely normal. And then the house just stood up, and it was a bird attached to the house underneath and started walking. And it looked so interesting. It's so cool. And I would love this game to come to consoles, or at least to PS5 or something, but no, it's PC. It looked good though. Alright, next is Wild Mender. This is a 3D action-adventure game. It's coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. No Switch, of course, and this one looked good, so I'm going to have to play it on one of those. Alright, that was the end of my picks for the Future of Play Direct. I highly recommend checking it out. You go to IGN Games on YouTube, and then you could watch the full showcases of each of these. Alright, next is the Wholesome Direct. Alright, now this Direct is exclusive for indie titles. So it's like games that are like cozy and stuff like that. So I think that's why they call them wholesome. Alright, first game is Frog Song. There's a reason why they called it Frog Song. It's coming to PC and it's already out. That's all it's on for, sadly. It looked really good. You play as a frog with a backpack, and you were using your legs like a weapon and you were swiping at the enemies and you're attacking them and stuff. It just looked really good. I enjoyed it. Next is, this one is exactly what it is. The title of the game is I Am a Caterpillar. It sounds like it wouldn't be fun, but in my opinion, this game looked amazing. It kind of reminded me of Bug's Life, except you were just exclusively playing as a caterpillar, but you did interact with other bugs and stuff. And it's coming to, I think I can't remember, it's coming to PC if I said that or didn't say it, I don't know. And that's it. But it looks fun to me. I would love to play it. And it has some puzzle elements to it and stuff, and it just looked really good. Alright, next is Moonstone Island. It's a open world game. It's got some card elements to it. Creature collecting, and it's a life simulator, and it's coming to PC. But it looked so good. I wish it would come to Switch or something at least. Alright, next is a game where you literally play as a mushroom. And I'm so glad it's coming to Switch. I would love a physical copy, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It's called Smoosh, S-M-U-S-H, Smoosh, Come Home. And like I said, you play as a mushroom. And it's a 3D adventure game. And so you're jumping around your environment. You even take a leaf and you hold it above your head and you glide like you do in Wind Waker HD. You know, Zelda Wind Waker HD. You glide like that with the leaf. It looked fun to me. So glad it's coming to Switch. It looks so good. Alright, next, this was a surprise. Do y'all remember the animated film that came out years ago? I think it came out on Blu-ray too. I would love to pick it up. Little Nemo. You've never seen that movie? Go and watch Little Nemo. It's a fantastic animated film. Now, I know there's been some Little Nemo games in the past, especially on the NES. Well, this is a updated, new Little Nemo game. It's called Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland. It looked incredible. It looked like a Super Mario clone game. So it's a platformer adventure game. It's coming to Switch, and it looked so good. I would take a physical copy of that. If anybody out there, like a company that wants to pick it up and turn it physical, I would take that one too. It looked great. Alright, next is Everdeep Aurora. Everdeep Aurora. I think I'm going to have a hard time with saying that word. It's coming to Switch in 2024. It's a 2D adventure game with old school style retro graphics, and you play as a cat. It looked like a Game Boy graphical game. That's the way it looked. It looked good to me. Alright, next is a game called KIBU. I don't know how to say that. It's coming to PC. Sadly, it's a farming game, but it's also is an adventure as well. And you play as a raccoon, and you're a samurai, and it's pretty cool. Alright, next is Wild Flowers. Is coming to Switch and it's out now. You play as a witch at night, but during the day you're like farming and doing like normal life stuff during the day. So I think it's like a life simulator also. And what's cool about this game also is it's fully voiced by actors. So all the characters within the game are voiced by actors, so they're going to have voices and they speak in the game. So that's very, very cool. Next, and the last game that I chose for the Wholesome Direct is Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Now, I've been kind of iffy about this game. Now, I know a lot of people love this game. I think it was originally back on the GameCube, and a lot of fans love this game. I might try it out. It's a farming life simulator. It's coming out on Switch, PS5, Xbox Series X and S on June 27th of this year. And you can create a relationship with somebody, get married to them, have kids, grow old, that kind of game. So yeah, it's a life simulator, but it just looked fun. I have to think on it maybe. Alright, next and last, Future Game Show Summer Showcase. Alright, first game, I had to do some research on it so I can find out exactly what it was, because I think they showed a little bit of gameplay for it, and I had to find out exactly what kind of game this is. It's called High Water. It's coming out this summer to PS5, Switch, and Xbox Series X and S. It's a story-driven 3D adventure game. And there was this moment where you were on a raft. It had like a motor to it, so I'm not sure what you call that kind of boat. And you were going across the water in that. And they didn't show too much more by gameplay-wise as I can remember. But the art style reminds me of Sea of Solitude, the director's cut. It looks like that kind of art style if you've ever seen that game. So it looks good. Next is Register. Resistor. Register. I don't know. Something like that. It's a car PG. That's what the host on this show called it. And the host was the guy who voices Spider-Man in the Spider-Man Remastered game. And the woman there, she is the one that voices Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. So they were the host. And she had called it, this game was a car PGR. So instead of a RPG, this is a car PG game. It looked interesting. The art style was pretty good. You build your cars, and it's set in a post-apocalyptic world. I can't say that word correctly, but hopefully you'll know what I'm talking about. It's coming soon to Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch, and it looks really good. Next is Lords of the Fallen. I think this is supposed to be a sequel or something, or the series is being rebooted. I'm not sure. The game is releasing on October 13th, 2023, of course. This game looks a lot like Dark Souls. Now, I never played the original Lords of the Fallen game, so I don't know. So I don't know if this is a direct sequel or like a remake, or I don't know what's going on. But it's an action RPG game. It's coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and yeah. Next is The Last Faith. It's coming out this October. It's a side scroller, and it's very much a Castlevania style like game. So it's like Metroidvania, but it's more like Castlevania style. It's coming to Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S, and the graphics is like straight up like Castlevania graphics. It looks so good. Next is a game called Steel Seed. It looked fantastic graphically. It looked amazing. It's a third-person action-adventure game. There was robots in there, so it was set in the future. And it's coming out. They weren't very specific. In fact, I think it is coming out to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, I believe. But there was no release date. Alright, next they got into some PlayStation VR titles. And of course, some of these are coming out to other VR headsets, but I'm focusing just on the PSVR 2. Madison VR, which I've talked about this before in a previous video, is coming out sometime this year. It's a horror game. If you ever played Madison, then you know exactly what this game is. I never played Madison, but now we're getting the VR version of it. Alright, next is VR Skater. I've talked about this game before. And now, I did some research one time, and it looks like this game is receiving a physical copy. PlayStation VR 2 doesn't have very many physical copies, but this is one of them that's supposed to be getting that. It's basically like your typical skateboarding game, but in VR, and it looks trippy. If you've ever seen gameplay on it, then you know what I'm talking about. It looks weird, but it does look fun. It's coming out sometime this year. Next was Firewall Ultra. This is going to be exclusive to PlayStation VR 2. It's a first-person shooter game, and the game is going to have eye tracking for the PlayStation VR 2, and it's coming out later this year. Next is Leica, and I think it had a subtitle too. So it's Leica Age Through Blood. It's a side scroller, and you play as a wolf on a motorcycle, and it has some shooting elements to it, like he had a gun while he was riding on the motorcycle. It's coming to Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. It looked great. Alright, next is Layers of Fear. Now, I never played Layers of Fear. No, I know it got released on Switch physically, and I'm not sure what else in the past. But this is a brand new game, or a reboot, or a remake. I'm not sure. So Layers of Fear is coming out for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and the graphics are incredible. It's a first-person horror game, and it's coming out on June 15th. So very soon, actually. Alright, next is Enchanted Portals. It's coming to PC and consoles, but consoles was not specific. And it's very much like Cuphead. It's got the same art style, and the way that it plays, it looks like it's straight up Cuphead. It's coming out sometime this year. Alright, next game is Venture to the Veil. It's coming out in 2024. It's a side scroller. I don't remember too much about the graphics, but it looked interesting enough to the point where I wanted to write it down and have it in this video. It's coming to PC and consoles, and not specific on consoles. Next is War Haven. It's coming out this fall for PC. I'm not sure why it's not coming to consoles or it just wasn't listed. But it looks like it should be, but I don't know. But it's a 16 versus 16. So I guess it's 16 players versus 16 other players. So I guess it's an online game, I guess. It's a fantasy brawler, as they had labeled this game as. You play as knights, so you got swords and shields and armor. And you're fighting against dragons, and you're fighting against yourselves. It looked really good. Next is Daymare. Instead of Nightmare, is Daymare. 1994. This one looked really good. It's a third-person survival horror game. It's coming out to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S on August 30th of this year. It looks great. Alright, now I'm on the last page of my notes. Alright, now this one looked great. It was very, very unique art style. It's called Ruffy and the Riverside. Now, I had to do some research on this game to find out exactly what kind of game is this. But it's an open world action-adventure game. You play as a bear. The graphics were very unique. They are cartoony, but it's unique in a way that I can't hardly describe. And you have a very unique ability as this bear. You can use some kind of ability and go around to other characters and your environment and stuff, and you can rearrange the textures of the environment and change it into a different texture. You heard me right. It was insane and kind of crazy, because I had to go back and rewatch it a couple of times just to see it happen. And it's like, wow, that was pretty cool. And so, yeah. And the bear's name is Ruffy, of course, and it looked really good. It's coming out to Switch and PC this winter, so it's going to be a little while. Alright, next is Puzzles for Clef. C-L-E-F. Clef. I don't know how to say that name. Now, they did not show off any gameplay for this at all. They just had a picture behind them. They said that it is releasing on July 27th of this year, and it's a cozy platformer. I do enjoy playing platformers, and it looked like it would be pretty fun from the picture, so I may have to look into that. Alright, next is a game that is strictly on PC. It needs to come to something else like Switch or something to be perfect on Switch. Excuse me. It's called Cookie Cutter. No, it's not a game about baking, cutting cookies. No, it ain't nothing like that. Why is it called Cookie Cutter? I do not know. But it's a Metroidvania game, and you play as this character. She's got a chainsaw for a weapon, and you're taking out robots and creatures and alien-looking characters as well. She's fighting them all. It's a side-scroller, of course, and it looked fantastic. It looks so good. Summer 2023 on PC, and I really hope it comes to something else like Switch or something. I mean, maybe somebody can pick it up and bring it to Switch and do a physical copy, because I would take it. It looks so good. Next game, and this is the last game, excuse me. The Spirit of the Samurai. Now, this game looked amazing. It's another side-scroller. At first, you play as a samurai warrior, and then something happens. I guess he got knocked out or killed, I guess. I didn't want to actually say that word, but I guess I'll have to. And then his spirit comes out of him and goes into an animal, like a cat. So you go from playing the samurai to playing as a cat, and I think you play as a different animal or different character or something, I'm not sure. It was very, very unique, and it's a stop motion game. I don't understand completely what that is, but it is a straight up side scroller, and it looked so good. Graphically, it looked amazing. It's coming to PC in 2024. Hopefully it will come to something else. I don't know. We'll see. But it looked so good. Please let me know down in the comments what y'all think about these games that I talked about. Did y'all watch the showcases for yourselves? I would highly recommend it if y'all haven't, because these showcases had some interesting games. A bunch of games I didn't even talk about. The ones I weren't interested in, but y'all might be interested in them, but I'm not. But I would love to know anything like that in the comments. And would y'all be interested in playing these games y'all selves from what I talked about them? Because these games would be pretty good in my opinion. Especially that Cavern of Dreams. I would love to play that on Switch. I really would. Alright, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully Xbox will bring it. I don't know. We'll see. What I want to see, I'll talk about very briefly right quick before I end this video. What I want to see there was a rumor going around somewhere that Banjo-Kazooie might be coming back. I hope that's there tomorrow. I don't know. But I definitely want to see Gears of War 6 if possible. I want to see that there tomorrow. Gears of War got me into Xbox, and it's a fantastic series. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. Alright, thanks so much. Alright, bye.